Hi everybody, this is Noelle from Petitti's, and we are talking about winterizing potted plant material that you didn't get a chance to put in the ground and plant this season. Okay, so it is late fall for us. We're approaching winter very, very quickly. And we're standing here by some hydrangeas that are left over. And I get a lot of customers that ask, what do I do with this plant? I didn't get a chance to put it in the ground. And absolutely, many of us have that happen. And so what you can do is there's 3 different approaches you can take to winterizing potted plant material, okay? Now, again, this is hardy potted plant material, not tropical plant material. That's a totally different subject, and we do have videos on that, so that's different. In this case, if you had a hydrangea or a cold hardy potted plant that you didn't get a chance to plant this season, no problem whatsoever. What you want to do is you want to keep it outdoors until the leaves start to fall. So you can tell this hydrangea has really turned colors. We know that it's going into a dormant state. We really want the leaves to fall from this because we want it to be cold and kind of mimic that dormancy that it would normally get outdoors, okay? The first approach here is we are going to take this hydrangea, this potted hydrangea, and we're going to put it in a cold garage or garden shed, okay? This area cannot be heated. It doesn't have to have windows. If you have a window, it's fine. Really doesn't make much difference, folks. The whole idea is to keep the plant cold, but again, sheltered, so 4 walls and a roof is a great thing to do. The only other thing that you need to do when you keep them inside the garage or garden shed is you want to make sure that you're checking their moisture, the soil moisture, once a month over the winter, okay? And you want it to be just slightly moist. You don't want it to be bone dry. You don't want it to be overly wet. You just want a little bit of moisture in there, kind of simulating that they had a little bit of snow and it melted and it kept the soil just slightly moist, okay? So that's what you're looking at if you're gonna take this potted plant and put it into cold storage, okay, inside the garage or garden shed. The second approach that Angela talks about a lot is taking this potted plant and putting it up against the sheltered side of the home. So if you do have a good sheltered space that you can kind of just nudge these potted plants up against, it's great. And then you can take leaves, mulch, and you can actually pile it up around that pot and make sure that you're covering the pot and also covering the top of the pot. So you're basically insulating the root system while it's still outside. Normally, the plants would get some moisture again from snowfall blowing in and what have you. So you don't really have to water in this instance if you're doing this second scenario, okay? The third scenario is also something that some people do enjoy because they'll dig the hole for where that plant is going to go and just set it in. They just weren't ready to plant it yet. And then in the spring, they could go ahead and plant it in that hole. Or you could also, off to the side of the garden or landscape, you could have a holding area where you dig a few holes and then pop your potted plants, sorry, too many P's, in those holes, and it's a holding spot. It's just a space when you're ready to put them into the garden or the landscape, they're there ready to go, and they winter over very, very well. In that instance, dig the hole as deep as the pot, as wide as the pot. Go ahead, slide the pot right into the hole. Go ahead and cover the top of the pot with mulch or leaves again. So you're still mulching that. You're providing insulation with the hole in the soil for the root system of the plant. And then you just let it go over the winter time, okay? Then again, next spring, you'll see things will start to push out new growth. You can go ahead, if it's in the garage, you can slowly acclimate it to the outdoor temperatures and area where you're gonna plant. Everything else is going to be ready to go and just kind of acclimate slowly but surely as it goes through the growing season, and you'll be ready to plant in the spring, okay? So those are your 3 methods of winter protection. inside the cold garage, out next to a protected side of the home, mulched heavily around the pot. The third one is digging a hole, plopping the pot right in, and going ahead and just mulching the top, letting them sit over the winter. You're ready to go.